What if the low prices we pay for everyday goods come at the cost of human lives? Millions of workers in China's factories and offices endure the grueling 996 work schedule, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week, or even longer. Tech leaders like Jack Ma call this schedule a blessing, but the reality is far from positive. This relentless system pushes workers to their limits, causing burnout, broken families, and even deaths from overwork. It's more than just a demanding schedule. It's an exploitative system that fuels global markets. The true cost of those bargains is far worse than you might think. In China, the infamous 996 isn't just a number. It's a grueling work culture where employees clock in at 9 a.m. and leave at 9 p.m. 6 days a week, 72 hours in total. For some, it's even worse with the extreme 007 schedule, working around the clock, 7 days a week. Prominent business leaders like Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba, describe this as a blessing that gives young workers opportunities to succeed. But what's framed as an opportunity is, in reality, a system that exploits workers' time and health. Under the 996 system, the toll on workers is severe. Long hours leave little time for rest, leading to exhaustion, heart problems, and stress-related illnesses. The constant pressure erodes mental health, leaving many workers burnt out, anxious, or depressed. In the worst cases, it results in guolaiosi, a term for death caused by overwork, a grim reality for far too many. Instead of being a pathway to success, 996 sacrifices workers' well-being for the sake of productivity. Fierce job market competition and poor working conditions force many to accept 996 as their only option. Employers in China often set extreme demands, requiring advanced degrees, like PhDs or multiple master's degrees, from applicants under 35. Each year, millions of graduates enter a saturated job market, making even low-paying jobs difficult to secure. In this high-pressure environment, many feel they have no choice but to work excessively long hours to stay employed. Once hired, the pressure only grows. Workers face manipulative tactics known as workplace PUA, where they're made to feel they must sacrifice their personal lives and health for the company's success. Toxic work environments prioritize loyalty over fair compensation, with expectations extending far beyond office hours. Mandatory after-hours activities like heavy drinking with bosses or clients are common, and refusing can harm a worker's career. This power imbalance creates a culture of exploitation, discouraging individuality and trapping workers in harmful routines. The 996 culture isn't just a feature of China's corporate world. It's central to its reputation as the world's factory. At its core, 996 is about maximizing output while keeping wages low. Workers endure long hours and minimal pay, allowing companies to maintain low production costs and dominate global markets. China's economic growth relies on its ability to manufacture at scale, supported by highly efficient supply chains. Cities like Shenzhen are hubs for factories, suppliers, and shipping centers designed to streamline production and reduce costs. Government policies, including tax breaks and subsidies, further incentivize companies to operate in China, making it the go-to destination for cost-saving manufacturing. The backbone of this system is China's massive, often exploited workforce, especially rural migrants seeking a better life. Desperate for work, they accept low wages and harsh conditions. The disparity between rural and urban living standards ensures a steady supply of labor, giving companies the leverage to enforce grueling conditions. Combined with centralized production and a seemingly endless labor pool, this system delivers cheap goods to consumers worldwide, but at an enormous human cost. The economic benefits of 996 come at a devastating human price. Workers in these relentless schedules suffer from severe health issues, including heart attacks and stress-induced illnesses. In extreme cases, overwork leads to guolaiosi, or death from overwork, a tragic outcome that's alarmingly common. The mental toll is equally severe. Factories like Foxconn, where workers endure punishing shifts, have even installed suicide nets to prevent desperate employees from jumping to their deaths, a haunting symbol of how hopeless many feel. The impact of 996 extends beyond physical health. It invades personal lives. Workers often sacrifice family time, friendships, and social connections, leaving them isolated and unhappy. This widespread dissatisfaction has given rise to movements like lying flat, where young people reject high-stress jobs in favor of simpler, well-being-focused lives. However, not everyone has the luxury of opting out. For many, unfair working conditions remain an unavoidable reality. Recent tragedies, like the deaths of Pinduoduo employees, have sparked public outrage and campaigns like 996 ICU, warning workers that these extreme schedules can have fatal consequences. The human cost of 996 highlights the ethical dilemma at the heart of economic efficiency. How much longer can this system persist before the damage becomes irreversible? The harshest effects of 996 are most evident in domestic companies, where weak enforcement of labor laws allows abuses to continue unchecked. These firms prioritize cost-cutting over worker well-being, routinely ignoring regulations on overtime and safety. For many local employers, following labor laws is seen as optional, leading to widespread exploitation. In contrast, most foreign companies operating in China adhere more closely to labor laws. Their global reputations and stricter oversight incentivize compliance with both international and local regulations. Workers in foreign companies typically enjoy better pay, overtime compensation, and safer workplaces. While not perfect, these conditions are significantly better than those in smaller domestic firms. This disparity underscores a key issue. Fair treatment for workers is still the exception, not the rule. The challenge lies in ensuring that fair labor practices become standard across the board, especially for the millions trapped in 996 culture. The Chinese government has a complicated relationship with 996. On paper, the Supreme Court has declared it illegal, affirming workers' rights to reasonable hours and fair pay. But in practice, these laws are rarely enforced, allowing companies to continue exploiting workers without consequence. The government benefits from the high productivity 996 delivers, fueling China's economic growth and global influence. This silent approval undermines official labor protections, perpetuating the system. Deeply rooted cultural values which glorify overwork as a virtue further entrench the problem. Without stronger enforcement and a cultural shift, 996 will remain a harsh reality for millions. The effects of 996 extend far beyond China. Global demand for cheap products drives this system, with Western consumers unknowingly supporting exploitative practices. Every bargain comes at a hidden cost to the people who produce these goods, perpetuating cycles of unfair treatment. This pursuit of efficiency also takes an environmental toll. Weak regulations allow factories to prioritize output over sustainability, contributing to pollution and other ecological damage. Activists and conscious consumers are beginning to demand fair labor practices and sustainable production methods, signaling growing dissatisfaction with the status quo. China's 996 culture forces us to confront a critical question. Is economic growth worth the immense human cost? As awareness grows and more people speak out, there's hope for change. But deeply ingrained systems are hard to dismantle. Advances like AI and automation could reduce the need for human labor in the future, but fair and sustainable work practices remain a distant goal. This issue isn't just China's problem, it's one we all play a part in. It's a reflection of how much we value the people behind the products we consume. What's your take? Is the trade-off worth it? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Let's keep this conversation going.